Dive into the past, exploring modal verbs for obligation in English. Hello, language learners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of our Grammar Fundamentals series. Today, we're going to take a journey back in time, looking at how to use modal verbs for obligation in the past. By the end of this video, you'll be able to confidently express obligations that existed in the past. So, let's dive in. First off, let's quickly recap what modal verbs are. Modal verbs are a type of auxiliary verb that express necessity, ability, permission, or possibility. Today, we'll focus on their use for expressing obligation. Common modal verbs for obligation include must, have to, should. But how do we use these modal verbs to talk about past obligations? That's where things get a little more interesting. When we talk about an obligation that existed in the past, we use had to. For example, I had to finish my homework before I could go play. She had to call her parents last night. In these sentences, had to expresses a necessity or obligation that was present in the past. What if the obligation wasn't fulfilled? For this, we use was, were supposed to. It implies that something was expected or planned in the past, but it didn't happen. For example, I was supposed to go to the gym yesterday, but I didn't. They were supposed to meet us at the park, but they never showed up. Here, was, were supposed to, denotes an unfulfilled obligation in the past. If you want to express a past obligation that you now regret not fulfilling, you can use should have. For example, I should have studied for the test. But I didn't, and now I regret it. She should have told him the truth. But she didn't, and now she regrets it. Should have is used to express a regretted unfulfilled obligation from the past. That's all for today's journey into the past. Remember, we use had to for past obligations, was, were supposed to for unfulfilled past obligations, and should have for regretted unfulfilled obligations. With this knowledge, you can now talk about past obligations in English like a pro. We hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to practice using these modal verbs in different contexts to build your understanding and confidence. Happy learning, and see you in our next video.